Hi, I'm Kelly with CitrusCycles.ca, and I'm here to do a ride test of Riese Muller's Tinker. It's a Bosch-powered e-bike, and for all of the details on this bike, including a video review, the detailed specs, pricing, ordering, you can head over to CitrusCycles.ca. If you'd like to try this bike yourself instead of watching me try it, and you're on Vancouver Island or the Lower Mainland, contact us to schedule an appointment to try it here in Ladysmith, or take advantage of our Try at Home program, where we'll actually bring e-bikes to you to try them out where you would normally ride. So it's pouring rain here, which is a great time to try a bike actually, because you get a good idea of how well it handles in slippery conditions. Like I said, we've got a complete video review of the bike on our website, so I'm not going to go through all the details, but I'll just point out we do have the Bosch Performance Line CX, which is the top of the line Bosch mid-drive motor. We have a Gates carbon belt, which is ideal, especially for weather like this. I'm not going to have to worry about chain oil and keeping it clean and that sort of thing. And we've got the Nuvinci 380 continuously variable hub, which is controlled from the twist shifter here. So it's really got the top end specs here on this bike. We even have a rack and fenders, a bungee cord, we've got a lock, lots of great things. It's the 500 watt hour Bosch battery pack. We even have front suspension, and these are Schwalbe Big Ben Plus balloon tires for a really comfortable ride. Speaking of a comfortable ride, we've got the Thud Buster seat post here. I'm just going to quickly adjust this. And one of the neat things about this bike, and that you'll see this if you go to the video review on our website, check out the specs, it's completely adjustable to really any size. So I'm going to make a quick adjustment on the front here of the angle. I'll push that a little bit further away. But again, super easy to adjust that for different body heights. I'm going to adjust the telescopic height here on the handlebars as well. Probably about there. Try that. And there we go. Now I'm set to go. And so the cool thing about all these adjustments is they're really easy to make without needing tools. And that allows you to adjust it during a ride, but also is great if multiple people share the bike. So I'll start out in tour mode here, right around the cul-de-sac to make sure I'm happy with my adjustments on the seat height and handlebars. Feeling like my handlebars are a little bit far away for me, so I think I'll stop and adjust those, but I like the height, and I'm pretty happy with the seat height as well. Now, I don't know if you can see in the video here as I'm adjusting the Nuvinci twist shift here, you can see the little icon shows I'm pedaling on flat now, so that makes it harder to pedal. And I'm coming up to a stop sign here. On a regular bike with a derailleur, I'd need to make sure that I downshift in case I need to stop, in case there's traffic. I am going to stop anyways. The disc brake will be a little bit squeaky because it is going to get wet with this pouring rain. So anyways, because I stopped, with the Nuvinci, I can very easily twist that and make it so that it'll start out. I'll be able to pedal easier as I start out, even though I'm completely stopped. With a bike with a derailleur, you'd have to make sure that you downshift before you stop, because once you stop, you can't shift it. With the Nuvinci continuously variable hub, you can actually shift, so to speak, while you're stopped. So that's pretty cool. So let me just flip these up here to adjust the angle here, pull this little button back, and there we go, and then lock it in. Everything's good and tight, and very, very secure, and so easy to adjust. All right, and here we go. Another stop sign there, and I didn't shift before I stopped, which is what you'd normally have to do on a regular bike, but is very easily able to twist this right away to make the adjustment as I ride. one of the things you'll notice riding a bike with the Nuvinci system is that you can actually shift, and I guess, I don't know if shift is the right word, change your cadence perhaps, what we would normally call shift, and I guess we can still use that word. You can actually shift while you're pedaling, so it's no problem. You can just twist this and it changes as you pedal. But you might find it a little bit easier if you let up off your pedaling just a little bit. Then you can kind of change it more quickly and access the entire range of well, again, it's not gears because it's continuously variable. So the range of motion that's available. One of the neat things about the integration with the Bosch system here is that on the display, it's actually going to show arrows when it thinks I should shift to be more efficient. All right, there was a good sized pothole that I rode right through. And by the way, I know that pothole well, so it's okay. But normally I wouldn't recommend riding through potholes in the rain since you can't see how deep it is or what's at the bottom of it. But it was very comfortable on this bike, even with these small tires, because they're balloon tires. They do absorb a fair bit of the shock. We also have a front suspension on there, and we have the Thud Buster seat post, which really helps smooth it out. Hitting up to 40 coming down that little bit of a hill there, and I feel really confident on this bike, even cornering like this in wet slippery conditions. These tires are doing really well, giving me a lot of traction. Up to about 55 coming down that hill. Depending on the conditions, on some bikes I can get close to 60, so that's about what I would expect on this bike. It's nice and fast, and now I'm climbing a bit of a hill. It's fairly long, it's not incredibly steep, but I did boost the Bosch Performance CX line motor here up to turbo, and of course I'm adjusting my gear ratio with the Nuvinci twist shift here to make it up the hill. I'm actually motoring along at almost 20, which is actually pretty good. And now I don't know, I'll have to do some experimenting. It feels like I'm actually getting more power from the Bosch system on this bike than on other bikes. It would make sense that with the smaller wheels you'd get more torque, so that really might be why I'm flying up this hill. That's actually pretty impressive. And that's, the really interesting thing about this bike, if you get a chance, come and try it or have us bring it to you, it feels like a regular bike. It's It's fun, it's sporty, it's responsive, it's fast. You know, sometimes if you ever tried a bike with these size tires before, you might find that the bike is jittery or you just don't feel stable. This feels super stable. It's really funny actually, you know, when you're riding, because I can't see my front tire unless I kind of lean over and see it, which is an unusual perspective. So it almost feels like I'm just kind of floating along here. It's a great feeling. You know, the bike feels small and responsive under me, but it doesn't feel so small that it feels unmanageable or tippy or anything like that. It's just a really fun ride. I really like this bike. You know, and I don't see a lot of downsides, really. I mean, it rides great, and you have the advantage of being able to fit it, you know, in your car or trunk or boat or something like that. Now, it doesn't fold. It's not a folding bike. That's part of why I think it feels so strong. It's a well-built bike. It's going to last a really, really long time, especially, you know, look, you've got the gates belt, things like that, so you really have very little maintenance requirements on it. It even has the rack and fenders, which is nice for rain. Mind you, I'm all set for the rain since it is pouring. I've got my neoprene gloves and shoe covers and everything. That's one of the interesting things when you get an e-bike, is kind of all those excuses that used to prevent you from riding, like rain, all of a sudden really aren't that important anymore, because, well, it's a lot of fun. It really is. So if you got the right clothes, you're not going to have a problem. All right, we'll go down another fairly steep hill here, just so we can try coming up it. It's not particularly long, but it's a bit steep, and it's a good test of a bike like this. Brakes are doing really well. I feel very in control. It's a fairly upright riding position, which is nice. Obviously, you're not going to take this mountain biking, but light trails are really no problem. Now here's the curve. And that's where that front suspension, yeah, I could feel that really helping out there. Because when you get small tires like this, you know, curb like that's pretty big to try to jump over. And it did really well. Sorry about the brake squealing there. I probably won't have the opportunity in this ride test video to take it on a lot of gravel trails. I have ridden it on gravel trails before. Now there's a good example of why it's nice to have a small bike like that. When you have barriers in the road like you see there, you can just kind of weave in and out of them pretty easily. And spanning the railroad tracks, there was no problem for these little tires either. I think one of the things I really like about these tires is that they are so wide, and so you can actually put a fairly good volume of air in there, run the tire pressure pretty low, and you get a nice comfortable ride, very smooth. So I was mentioning that kind of upright riding position. We have a lot of customers that buy this bike primarily because of the adjustability of it. They like the fact that they can go for a long ride, and as they ride, make adjustments to just, you know, really make the ride more comfortable and help their body not get stiff. And that's a really neat feature of this bike, is being able to adjust it that easily. So here we've got a bit of a gravel road, some potholes, stuff like that. And you know, I don't feel that I have to slow down to navigate it. I'm not concerned about wiping out or skidding out or losing traction on the gravel here. It's handling really well. Try some grass next. wet grass, some mud. So far, no problems. Yeah, cornering, not an issue. Like I said, it's obviously not designed as a off-road mountain bike, but certainly light trails aren't going to give you an issue at all. I'll try a little bit of wet sand here too. One of the great things about having the, oh look at that, oh no problem, balloon tires, they're awesome. One of the great things about having a carbon belt instead of a chain is that I'm not worried about getting sand in my chain and then, you know, really grinding down my chain and my cassette and my drive train system. It's nice knowing that I don't have to worry about that with the belt. Just rinse it off if you get some sand in it and it'll be fine. You also don't have to worry about rusting like you'd have to with the belt, especially with all the salt water here from the ocean. Okay, I'm gonna head back the same way so you can try that really steep hill there. There's another curb. And before I do that, I'm just gonna raise my seat post here tiny little bit again. Go. Perfect. And I'm quite visible on this bike. This one, as you can see, is the orange. It's available in black and blue as well. It's only in the one size, of course, because it's one size fits all type of bike. Giving those fenders a good opportunity to see how effective they are, and they're doing really well. And that is one of the nice things about these fenders on this bike is the coverage it goes very low, keeping you nice and dry. Of course, on a day like today when it's raining this hard, you're going to need more than fenders to keep you dry. Here's the little gates here. Oh, and Riese Muller has included a bell. I'll give that a ring as I head in the tunnel in case somebody's coming the other way. On a rainy day like today, probably not. I'm definitely getting used to and really falling in love with this new Vinci continuously variable transmission system here. It's really nice, not worrying about gears. Okay, here's this curb again. Hop off it. Whew, no problem. And I'm going to boost her up the turbo. I'm hoping on the video here that you'll actually see an overlay showing the grade of the hill. We've got some pretty steep hills here in Ladysmith. This is one of the steeper ones. I like to come test it out or use this for testing bikes. And yeah, you know, I'm not even having to be in my easiest climbing gear ratio here. Getting about 13-14 kilometers an hour. That's really not bad for a hill this steep. Alright, made it to the top. Pop that back down into tour and continue on my way. right, so that concludes my ride test of the Riese Muller Tinker. It is an unfortunate name for an awesome bike, so don't let the name deter you. Don't let the size deter you. It's a very powerful, incredible bike. For more information on it, head on over to CitrusCycles.ca.